Thought I'd do a little bit of a video on how to align your rear wheel. So very recently I had to tighten the chain, as you do, and you're adjusting obviously the nuts on both sides, the nuts or bolts on both sides to pull out the wheel. Now the thing is, you're going to want to check that everything lines up after that. So the setup is pretty simple. I've got two lengths of string, they're about 3 meters long each, and I tie them individually to this spoke and I run them around the tyre so that they're touching this edge of the tyre and they're just barely touching this edge of the tyre. I'll come back to that in a second. I run them forward and I tie them to these jack stands or whatever you want. You want a bit of tension in them. See this? A little bit of tension. And what you're going to do is you're going to lay down here and you're going to move these left and right and wiggle the line just a little bit until you see that it's just touching both sides of the tyre. So we've got our contact point here, and if I move this, we're just touching there. If it was too far to that side, it would very clearly not be moving here. If it was too far this way, you'd see a bigger gap there. It's looking good. And then you do the same over here. You adjust that jack stand, you look down the line, I want it to be just touching there, just touching there. And to get the wheel into this position, I just rotate it by hand with the clutch in, and it'll stay there in gear. Now, how's our alignment? So we can see here, it's pretty much the same gap. When we line up the wheel with those strings, you can see it's pretty much the same gap between the string and the brake disc, and that's what we would be adjusting. So you could argue that that one on the left is a little bit wider, but it's near as makes no difference. I'd say this is these two white lines are basically the line of the rear tire. As you can see, the front wheel basically right in the middle. This is how the bike will be going down the road. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I'll just do a quick run around to the setup again. A couple of jack stands or anything really. Bit of string, bit of tension. You'd be sitting here moving them left and right. Your bit of string tied around, use the clutch to move the wheel around to this right position. And you're just looking for this, the slightest little touch when you vibrate it. And that's how you align your wheel. Now if you actually had to align it, obviously you'd be loosening your axle nuts, adjusting your little bolts here at the back or whatever your bike has, and you would try to make minimal changes. Anyway, that's it. That's the setup. Thought I'd make a quick video.